Ismene. Listen. The same blood flows in both our veins, doesn't it, my sister? The blood of Oedipus. And suffering, which was his destiny, is our punishment too. The sentence passed on all his children. Physical pain, contempt, insults, every kind of dishonor. We've seen them all and endured them all, the two of us. But there's more to come. Now, today. Have you heard it? This new proclamation which the king has made to the whole city. Have you heard how those nearest to us are to be treated? With a contempt that we reserve for traitors, people we love.
Nobody has told me anything, Antigone. I've heard nothing, neither good nor bad, about anyone we love. Not since the battle, I mean. The terrible news that both our brothers were dead. One day, one battle, and fratricide twice over. Each brother cutting down his own flesh. But the army from Argos retreated last night. I have heard that. Nothing else to cheer me up or depress me further.
I thought you hadn't. That's why I asked you to meet me here, where I can tell you everything without any risk of being overheard.
What is it, then? More terrible news. Something black and frightening, I can see that.
Well, what do you think, Ismene? Perhaps you can guess. We have two brothers, both of them dead. And Creon has decreed that a decent burial shall be given to one, but not to the other. Eteocles apparently has already been buried with full military honours, not far short of a state funeral, with all the formalities due to the dead meticulously observed, so that his rest in the underworld amongst the heroes is assured. But Polynices, who died in agony just as certainly as his brother did, is not to be buried at all. The decree makes that quite plain. He is to be left, lying where he fell, with no tears or ceremonies of mourning, to stink in the open, till the kites and vultures catch the scent and tear him to pieces and pick him to the bone. Left unburied, there is no rest for him in the underworld, no more than here. What a great king our Creon is, eh, sister? It's against us, you realize, and against me in particular, that he has published this decree. And he'll soon be here himself to make it public to the senators and anyone who may not have heard it. He isn't bluffing. He means to act, to make it stick. The punishment for anyone who disobeys the order is public stoning to death. So that's the news. And you know it now. The time has come for you, too, to stand up and be counted with me, to show whether you are worthy of the honor of being Oedipus' daughter.
Wait a minute, Antigone. Don't be so headstrong. If all this is as you say it is, what can I do, one way or the other?
Just say you will help me. Commit yourself.
To do what? Something dangerous?
Just to give me a hand to lift the body. It's too heavy for me to move on my own.
To bury him, you mean, in spite of the decree?
He's my brother. And whatever you say, he's yours, too. I won't betray him now that he's dead. No one will ever throw that in my face.
You can't do it. Creon has publicly forbidden it.
He cannot forbid me to love my brother. He has neither the right nor the power to do that.
Have you forgotten what happened to our father? Contempt and loathing from everyone, even from himself, that was his reward. And blinded, too, by his own hand. And his mother-wife, as ill-matched with him as those two words are with each other, she knotted a rope and hanged herself. And now our two brothers, both in one day, caught in the same trap, claiming blood for blood and death for death, each one at the expense of the other. We are the last ones left, sister. And what a death is promised for us, more terrible than any if we break the law by defying the king and the power of the state. Think for a moment, Antigone, please. We're women, that's all. Physically weaker and barred from any political influence. How can we fight against the institutionalized strength of the male sex? They are in power and we have to obey them, or worse tyrannies than these may be inflicted upon us. May God forgive me and the spirits of the dead. We have no choice. State power commands, and we must do as we are told. When you are powerless, wild gestures and heroic refusals are reserved for madmen.
Don't say any more. I won't ask again. In fact, if you were to offer help now, I would refuse it. Do as you please. I intend to bury my brother And if I die in the attempt, I shall die in the knowledge that I have acted justly, and that will be a kind of happiness. I shall lie peacefully beside my brother, whom I loved in my actions as well as in words. Our lives are short. We have too little time to waste it on men and the laws they make. The approval of the dead is everlasting. And I shall bask in it as I lie among them. Do as you please. Live by all means. The laws you will break are not of man's making.
I reverence them. But how can I defy the unlimited power of the state? What weapons of mine are strong enough for that?
Fine. That's a good excuse. I'll go and shovel the earth on my brother's body.
I'm frightened, Antigone. I'm frightened for you.
Don't be frightened for me. Fear for yourself.
For God's sake, keep it quiet. Don't tell anyone. I'll keep our meeting secret.
Don't you dare. You must tell everyone. Shout it in the streets. If you keep it quiet, I shall begin to hate you.
There's a fire burning in you, Antigone, but it makes me go cold just to hear you.
Well, I'm not doing it to please you.
You won't do it at all. You're bound to fail.
I shall fail when I have failed and not before.
But you know it's hopeless. Why begin when you know there's no way you can succeed?
Be quiet! Before I begin to despise you for talking so feebly. He will despise you too. And justly. You can go now. Go! If I'm mad, you can leave me here with my madness, which will doubtless destroy me soon enough. Death is the worst thing that can happen. And some deaths are more honorable than others.
If you've made your mind up, Antigone, it's madness. Remember, I love you. Whatever happens.
Responsibility is alone.
But why has he called us here? To debate in emergency session.
His new proclamation, so vital to the state.
Senators, our country, like a ship at sea, has survived the hurricane. The gods who sent it have navigated us into calmer waters now. I have chosen to summon this assembly because I know I can trust you. Your predecessors were loyal and reliable in King Laius' time, and when King Oedipus, in his exceptional wisdom, restored the fortunes of this city. When tragedy struck him and his rule was ended, your loyalty to the blood royal was never questioned, and you supported his sons till they too were brought down in a single day, incestuously murdered, each brother shedding a brother's blood. By that same blood right, as next of kin, I claim the throne as my inheritance, both the city and the kingdom. I claim it, and I hold it from today as mine by right. There is no certain measure of a man's quality, the depth of his intellect, or the maturity of his judgment, until he is put to the supreme test by the exercise of absolute power in the state. My own opinion is well known. The ruler who fears the consequences of his actions, or who is afraid to act openly or take the good advice of his senators, is beneath contempt. Equally contemptible is the man who puts the interests of his friends or his relations before his country. There is nothing good can be said of him. Let me make it plain before the gods, whose eyes are in every council chamber. When I see any threat to this nation, from whatever direction, I shall make it public. No one who is an enemy of the state shall ever be any friend of mine. The state, the fatherland, is everything to us. The ship we all sail in. If she sinks, we all drown, and friendship drowns with us. That's my policy. A policy of service to the Commonwealth. And in pursuance of that policy, I have issued an official state decree concerning the sons of Oedipus. Eteocles, who died fighting for his country and with exceptional bravery. We shall bury him with all the honors and funeral ceremonies customary for a man who died a hero. The other, the outcast, the exile, his brother Polynices, who returned here at the head of a foreign army to destroy his homeland, burn down this city and reduce the people to a condition of slavery or kill them in the streets. I have ordered that he is to have no grave at all. No one is to bury him or mourn for him. His body is to be left in the open, uncovered, a stinking feast for the scavengers, dogs and crows, a sight to inspire terror. I intend to make it quite plain that never, under my administration, will people who commit crimes against the state reap any benefits from their actions. And at the expense of honest, decent citizens, too. The people who serve the state, alive or dead, that makes no difference. I shall honor them. And reward them, too.
Son of Monoicius, you are king now. You have delivered your verdict and sentence upon the man who defended the city and the man who attacked it unambiguously.
Your least word has the force of law, and it binds the dead as well as the living. We are all at your disposal.
Make sure, then, that my orders are carried out.
Younger men than us should implement your policies.
I don't mean that. Polynices' body is already under guard.
What else must we do?
What other responsibility do you lay upon us?
Not to intrigue with dissidents or subversive elements.
We are not mad, sir.
We know the law and the penalty for breaking it.
Which will be death. And be in no doubt I shall enforce it. Because there are always men who can be bought, who will risk anything, even death, if the bribe is large enough.
My Lord Creon! Oh, I can hardly speak for lack of breath. Not because I ran. I kept on stopping, as a matter of fact, half a dozen times, and I hung about as much as I dared. I haven't thought about anything so much for a long time. Listen, don't hurry, I said to myself. Chances are, dimwit, you're hurrying to the firing squad. But then I said to myself, you see, hang about, I said, or rather don't, because if Creon hears this from somebody else, you're really in trouble. So I hurried here as slow as I could, if you see what I mean. It's funny how long a mile can take you when you're thinking what I was thinking. However, duty called in the end, and I reckoned it would be safer to face it out. It may be unimportant, but I've come here, so now I'll tell you. If I'm punished for it, the gods will be behind it, that's for sure. So I wouldn't have escaped it anyway.
No sense, man. Why are you frightened?
Well, first of all, sir, for myself, like, my own point of view, I never done it, and I didn't see who else done it neither, so I shouldn't be punished for it, should I?
Any need for all this preamble? You take great care to dissociate yourself from what you say. It must be bad news.
It is bad news, sir, I'm afraid. I don't know how to put it for the best.
The plainest way, and then we can have done with you.
Straight out with it, then. The body's buried. Well, someone or other, a handful of dust, that's all, dry dust. But probably sprinkled, you know, religiously, and then gone, whoever it was.
Do you know what you're saying? Who has dared to disobey my orders?
No way of knowing, sir. We've no idea. There'd been no digging, no
This
space.
policy of yours has worried me from the start.
My political instinct tells me this may be some sort of warning or sign, and perhaps from the gods.
How dare you? Shut your mouths, both of you, before I lose my temper. And you, if you are a superannuated fool, at least don't talk like one. Is it likely, remotely likely, that the gods would think twice over that pile of stinking meat? By God, it's blasphemy! Even to suggest that they would care a damn whether he was buried or not. Let alone grant him an honorable funeral, as though he were one of their principal supporters, what? The man who came to burn down their temples, plunder their treasuries, pull down their statues and make a mockery of all their laws, to Do the gods love criminals these days? No, they do not. But, gentlemen, there are men in this city, and I've noted them, a subversive faction, enemies of the state, a cell of oppositionists, call them what you will, who reject the laws and my leadership. They meet in secret and nod and whisper and talk of the great day. Seditious men they are. And they are behind this. Any fool can see that. Their bribery has suborned my soldiers and paid for this demonstration against my authority. Money, gentlemen. Money. The virus that infects mankind with every sickness we have a name for. No greater scourge than that. Money it is that pounds great cities into piles of rubble, turns people by the millions into homeless refugees, takes honest citizens and corrupts them into doing things they'd be ashamed to think of before the fee was mentioned, and in the end, brings them into the execution chamber. Well, whoever they are, these men who have sold themselves, they'll find the price considerably higher than they thought it was. You, come here. Come here! Listen. By Zeus, whom I regard as my personal patron, and by all the gods men worship anywhere, I swear to you, soldier, that either you will find the man who buried Polynices' body in defiance of my express command, bring him here to me, the actual man who sprinkled the earth, no other will do, standing here in front of me. Or you, soldier, will die for it. Death, I promise you, will be the least of your punishments. You will be made a public example and interrogated by the security police. Kept standing, beaten across the feet, the whole repertoire of special techniques at which we excel so much, until you confess the full range of this conspiracy. Who paid you, how much, and for what purpose? The choice is yours. Perhaps that indicates where your own best interests lie. Crimes against the state and its laws, you'll find, are very unprofitable in the end.
Am I allowed to speak, sir?
Now, why should you speak? Every word you say is painful to me.
Well, it can't be earache, can it, sir? Not what I said. It must stick in your gullet. Or further down, maybe. A sort of pain in the conscience.
Do you dare to answer me back and make jokes about my conscience?
Me, sir? No, sir. I might give you earache, I can see that. I talk too much, always have done. But the other pain, the heartburn, as it were, it's the criminal causing that, sir, not me.
Not short of a quick answer, either.
No, sir. But I didn't bury the body. Not guilty to that, sir.
Maybe guilty of selling your eyes for money, eh, Sentry? Looking the other way for cash?
Oh, you're an intelligent man, sir, and well-educated, and I'm not. But in this case, I'm thinking clearly, and you're mistaken.
You can think what you like. Whatever you think. If you fail to find this enemy of the state and bring him here to me, you'll find that money, from whatever source, will certainly not save your life.
Well, let's hope they find him then, whoever he is. But one thing I'm sure of, they won't find me. I never thought I'd get out of here alive. But when I do get out, nothing will bring me back again. I've had an amazing stroke of luck, and I won't chance my arm a second time.
But wait,
I can't believe my eyes.
can this be true?
This is Antigone. I recognize her as clearly as I can see you.
Her father's destiny was suffering and pain.
On all his progeny misfortunes reign.
Child, did you openly disobey the new king's order?
And bury your brother?
Do you have to manhandle her this way?
We saw it! Actually burying the body. Caught him in the act, as they say, red-handed. Only it's not a him, it's a her. Where's the king?
He has been informed.
He's on his way.
Is this a moment to disturb the king? Why do you need me? What has happened?
Lord Cleon, I reckon it's always unwise to swear oaths and make promises, even to yourself. Second thoughts, 9 times out of 10, will have their say and end up by calling you a liar. It's no time at all since I promised myself I wouldn't be seen dead here again. You were angry with me the last time. A right mouthful you gave me. More than enough, thanks very much. But you can't beat a real turn-up for the book, can you? There's nothing more enjoyable than a good win when you're expecting a tousing. So, here I am again, as the comic said, and my promises not worth the air they were spoken with. This lady's your criminal. We caught her doing it, actually setting the grave to rights. I brought her here, and there was no panic this time, I can tell you. No retribution or drawing lots, she was all mine. I caught her, and I claim the credit for it. And now she's all yours. Take her and accuse her. Stone her to death if you like. I'm free to go, I hope, and well shot of all of it.
Where did you arrest her? Tell me the details.
She was burying him. What else is there to say?
Are you out of your mind? Do you realize the implications of what you're saying?
Sir, she was burying the body. The body you ordered not to be buried. I can't speak plainer than that.
But how did you catch her? Was she doing it openly?
Well, gentlemen, it was like this. As soon as I got back, remembering all those threats or promises you made me, we brushed all the earth off the naked body, which was all wet and beginning to decay by now, and we sat up on the ridge, well to the windward of the stink, and we all kept a sharp eye on each other, ready to nudge anyone who dropped off and tear him off a strip too. For hours we sat there, till about midday. The sun was smack overhead, blazing down, and the heat was something terrible, I can tell you. Then suddenly, it was as though a whirlwind blew up. Definitely a twister it was, but localised like. And it raised up a dust storm which swept along the valley, tore all the leaves off of the trees, blotted out the whole sky and completely blinded us. It seemed like some terrible manifestation of the gods, and you had to shut your eyes to endure it at all. And then suddenly, it stopped. And when the air had cleared, we opened our eyes and saw this girl standing there beside the grave and sort of wailing as though she were in pain or maybe anger. Just like a bird that comes back to the nest and finds the egg smashed or the fledglings gone. That's what it sounded like. She was standing there looking at the naked body and screaming and cursing the monsters who had done such a thing. Us, of course. Then she crouched down and picked up a few handfuls of the dry dust and scattered it on him. She carried an urn, a small bronze ceremonial thing, and she poured it over the dead man 3 times. Honey and wine and stuff in, I suppose. All the proper ritual for a funeral, anyway. Well, as soon as we saw that, we all came charging down and arrested her on the spot. She wasn't frightened or anything. She stood her ground. So then we formally charged her with the crime. This and the one before. And she admitted she'd done them both. We were all relieved to hear that, I can tell you. But sorry, too, in a way. It's very nice to get out of trouble yourself. Not so nice when you see someone else up to the neck in it. Someone you got... But still, your own life comes first, I reckon. You've got to look after number one.
You with your head down. What do you say to this accusation? You admit it. You guilty or not?
Yes. I'm guilty. I don't pretend otherwise.
You, soldier, get out. You're free to go back to your unit. Count yourself lucky. Now, tell me a simple yes or no. Did you hear of my order forbidding the burial?
Of course I heard it. How could I not?
Yet you dared to disobey the law.
Yes, I did. Because it's your law, not the law of God. Natural justice, which is of all times and places numinous, not material, a quality of Zeus, not of kings, recognizes no such law. You are merely a man, mortal, like me, and laws that you enact cannot overturn ancient moralities or common human decency. They speak the language of eternity, are not written down, and never change. They are for today, yesterday, and all time. No one understands where they came from, but everyone recognizes their force, and no man's arrogance or power can make me disobey them. I would rather suffer the disapproval and punishment of men than dishonor such ancient truths. I shall die, of course, sometime. Whether you make laws or not, if my death comes sooner rather than later, I shall welcome it. My life has been misery, is misery now, and I shall be more than happy to leave it. There will be no pain and no despair in that. But to leave my mother's son out there in the open, unburied, that would have been unendurable. I could not have borne it. Whereas this, I shall endure. By your judgment, of course, I'm a fool. But by mine, the judge is the criminal, not the accused.
This is her father talking.
Stubborn. Like him, she won't give way.
Not even with the whole power of the state against her.
Well, we shall see. Any man can be broken, and often the most committed and determined break soonest. Even iron, you know, left lying in the fire too long becomes over-tempered and will snap as soon as a little pressure is applied. You can break it in pieces. And the wildest horse, in the end, submits to the bit and halter just like the rest. People without power, ordinary citizens, must necessarily obey those in authority over them. This woman is very proud. That was obvious in the first place when she broke the law, and is even clearer now. She glories in the crime she has committed, and insults me to my face, as well as ignoring my decree. If she is allowed to flout the law in this way, all authority in the state will collapse. I will not have that. There will be no exchanging of roles here, me playing the woman while she plays the king. She is my niece, my sister's child. But I am the law, and that responsibility is above kinship. Were she even closer, the closest, my own daughter, my duty would be plain. Well, the law has its weapons, and they will strike at her and at her sister, too, her accomplice, I've no doubt, in this illegal act to the full extent of the punishment prescribed. The other one is Mamie. Bring her here. I saw her in the corridor talking to herself some moments ago, and I suppose in tears. Guilty consciences, you see, can never be hidden completely. The human face reveals conspiracies before they are enacted, again and again. There's nothing more disgusting than the confessed criminal who tries to justify his actions as this woman has done here today.
I'm bored with your talk. Kill me and have done with it.
Oh, there's no hurry. The progress of the law is majestic and inexorable, and that satisfies me.
Why waste so much time? Nothing you say will be of the slightest interest to me, and my arguments you will not listen to. I've done what I said I'd do. I've buried my brother. I aspire to no greater honor. And if I am to be famous, let it be for that. All these senators of yours, they all agree with me in their hearts. But there's no gag like terror, is there, gentlemen? And kings must have their way, both in word and action, one way or the other.
You're quite mistaken. None of my subjects anywhere in the city thinks as you do.
They all do, but they're too afraid to speak.
Not at all, and you should be ashamed, setting yourself up against the majority, disregarding the will of the people.
I love my brother. I honor him dead as I loved him living. There's no shame in that.
The one he murdered, wasn't he your brother?
My mother bore them both, and I love them both.
If you honor one, you insult the other.
Neither of those dead men would say that.
Eteocles would. His brother was a traitor. Does he merit no greater respect than that?
But he was not an animal. They both died together, and they were both men.
Yeah, the one died defending his country, while the other traitorously attacked it.
The dead have their rights, and we have our duties towards them, dictated by common decency.
And if good and bad are to be honored equally, where are our values? Patriotism, civic duty?
Death is another country. Such things may not be valued there, may even be crimes.
An enemy is still an enemy, dead or alive.
No, I don't think so. I have love enough to share. No hate for anyone.
Very well. Share your love by all means. Share it with the dead. I wish them well of it. Women must learn to obey as well as men. They can have no special treatment. Law is law, and will remain so while I am king. And no woman will get the better of me.
Look, Senator! His many
Guardian!
Her face is raw with tears, half dragged from her quarters.
You can see the story in her face.
A lifetime of agonies.
And fears the bitter legacy of Oedipus' daughters.
And you, snake, slithering silently about my house to drink my blood in secret, both of you the same. I looked the other way, and like terrorists, you laid undercover plans to destroy me. You, do you confess your complicity in this crime or protest your innocence?
Yes, I confess, if she will allow me to say so. I was fully involved, and if she is guilty, so am I.
No! That isn't justice! When I asked for help, you refused me, so I told you I didn't want you. I'd do it alone.
But now that you're in danger, Antigone, I'm proud to stand beside you in the dock.
The dead man knows who buried him. They all know down there. What people say doesn't impress me, only what they do.
Please, my sister, don't despise me. Let me share the honor and die with you.
You've no right to claim the honor for doing what you were afraid to do. One death will be enough. Why should you die?
Because I can't live without you.
Ask Crayon to help you. He's your uncle. And your king, of course. You're a born subject.
That's how the land lies. The poor child's doomed.
Her death warrant sealed and delivered.
By you, gentlemen, if you remember, as well as by me. You heard the order, agreed it with me, if only by your silence, did you not? Before the criminal was known. We'll have no more shilly-shallying. Take them away, lock them up, keep them under close guard. It's time they understood they are women and their proper place in this society. There's nothing like the immediate threat of death to soften up their rhetoric, make them look reality in the face.